Good morning, everyone. And I do mean morning, because I'm recording this for the first time, like, not in the middle of the night. Let's get into it. Let's watch Buffy Season 1, Episode 4. The one where a praying mantis disguises itself as a hot teacher and takes advantage of students and kills them. And they're able to do that because of the absolutely bizarre way that Sunnydale teaches interaction between adults and children. I think I vaguely remember this as being, that Xander is having a dream about this or a fantasy about this.
Xander, you've got a little...
This is really kind of I think accidental, because I don't think Joss Whedon did this on purpose, but I think this is definitely like an accidental example of like bad toxic masculinity and like the destruction it can cause.
Touch and BO?
That would be touch and smell, Miss Summers.
Yeah, that's not wrong though. They can smell each other. He's not cleaning his glasses sexy. I can clean my glasses like that, no problem. And I need to, because I fell asleep with them on last night.
I know you can excel in this class, and so I expect no less. Is that clear?
It'll be easier when you get to college, Buffy. They don't give a shit if you show up. You could always tell that this guy was gonna die because he actually did something like nurturing as an adult figure. Now some of you are gonna be like, but Giles, he was a nurturing adult figure. No, he was doing a job at this point. Like he's doing a job up until season 3 when he has to do that thing and make Buffy powerless and like take her powers away. Up until the end of that episode, he's just doing a job. He doesn't give a fuck. Fight me on that one in the comments. Okay, but like for a second, I bet that was like the coolest moment of his life. Because that guy's like into bugs. TV shows don't start out like this anymore. I'm just now realizing that. I've been watching Grey's Anatomy, and you don't really see anybody in the opening credits. And eventually there aren't any opening credits on that one. But you don't see the opening credits like showing the people and their names and stuff anymore.
Well, he's buff. She never said anything about him being buff.
You think he's buff?
He's a very attractive man.
I don't know, Xander. Shoot your shot.
Look cold.
He looks like a Lego man.
It's not far from the varsity field where I took All City last year.
And like 10 years before, because I'm 35. Like, I don't get how this show is so good at casting people that look young. I know that Allison Hannigan was not young, like young, like high school young. But at least she looks young. Like, they did a good job casting people that look the appropriate age.
Praying mantis is a fascinating creature, forced to live alone. Who can tell me why?
They just like their space.
We should make some model egg sacs for the science fair. Who would like to help me do that after school?
Why are they having a science fair? They're like sophomores in high school.
A younger man is too dumb to wonder why an older woman can't find someone her own age and too desperate to care about the surgical improvements.
Ma'am, you might want to keep your voice down about age gaps, okay? You might want to just... Like, I know she's not aware that Angel is a vampire now, but, like, she's had, like, she gets, like, one age-appropriate love interest throughout the whole series. I'm not counting the boy that she takes on the date who's, like, all an adrenaline junkie.
His head! His head! Oh my god, where's his head?
That's your lunch, Cordelia. You're the one that wanted it. You finish it up, every bite.
Yeah. Drink this.
No, thank you.
Yeah, but fuck you, Willow. He doesn't do anything to comfort Willow at all. He's like, that kid's not my job. These kids are not my job.
Angel. He warned me that something was coming.
Yes. Yes, he did, didn't he? I wish I knew what he meant.
He's not talking about this. He's talking about his grandsire. Shout out to the person who reminded me that the Master was Darla's sire, because I completely forgot about that.
unpleasant things do gravitate here, it's true, but we don't know there's anything besides this chap. He's still our likely suspect.
This is what I'm still not getting, the inconsistency about the Hellmouth. Either stuff is only just starting and that's why people didn't know about vampires and things, or vampires are always coming. You can't have them both, and that's what makes the people in Sunnydale look really not smart. We're gonna get out my iPad and we're gonna look up that thing. You know, that thing that I used to do on my website. We were up to 36 things on my website for Buffy. But this episode will definitely fit under Sex is the real villain of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer universe. Xander is a textbook nice guy. If ambivalence to possible danger were an Olympic sport, Team Sunnydale would take the gold. Science and technology are not to be trusted, because remember, it's a substitute science teacher.
I heard him. Spread out. Let's go over there. This way. All right, Frankie.
There are police in Sunnydale? That's crazy. We hardly ever see them. And I wonder how many of them get eaten by vampires because they're doing shit like that. You may hear my cat crying. You can't come in here because you fuck everything up. You push things off of the tables. You jump in, you knock my camera over. Yeah, you do. You have to stay out there. No, you can't tunnel through the glass.
We all need help with our feelings. Otherwise, we bottle them up, and before you know it, powerful laxatives are involved.
Principal Flutie has some real issues.
There's no touching this. We're sensitive to wrong touching.
No! No, the school is not sensitive to wrong touching. This has been my number one complaint about Buffy for years, is how close the teachers get to the students, how inappropriate some of the relationships between students are. Jenny Calendar comes into it. She's hanging out with students outside of school. Giles is hanging out with students outside of school. They do not care.
Oh, I'm not saying that we should kill a teacher every day just so I can lose weight. I'm just saying when tragedy strikes, we have to look on the bright side.
I love you, Cordelia. I love you so much.
I think you meant pollination for number 14.
For example. You know, you can't really keep crickets in a container like that because they'll eat each other. Crickets are also cannibals, or can be. So when you get crickets, you have to put them in a larger container than that, and you have to have food in it. Otherwise, they'll cannibalize each other.
Factoid 3, her fashion sense screams predator.
It's the shoulder pads.
Exactly.
I didn't see shoulder pads. Also, I don't remember us wearing shoulder pads by this point.
One assumes it is entirely legal.
Entirely.
Right. Wasn't here, didn't see it, couldn't have stopped you.
Yep. Yep. If you don't work with kids, you'd be surprised how often you tell them that you didn't see something if anybody asked. If anybody asked, I wasn't here.
I realize it's some mystery guy handing out leather jackets. And while we're on the subject, what kind of a girly name is Angel anyway?
That's what I'm saying. Like, did they vet this substitute teacher at all? Does anybody know she's actually working at the school? If they do, that means they hired her, and that means that there have been background checks and things like that. Like, there's no way that she's been pulling this off at other schools, right?
Buffy. I love Buffy.
Like, the only reason he loves Buffy is because she's a new girl who gives him the time of day.
Your hands are really serrated.
I love that line so much. It's so funny. Your hands are really serrated.
Xander's, I like his head.
I don't know why. Legitimately, I don't start liking Xander until season 7, and that is because of his interactions with Dawn when she is sad about not becoming the Slayer.
You were right all along about everything. Well, no, you weren't right about your mother coming back as a Pekingese, but...
You know, honestly, Giles, how do you know? Out of everything that you have seen, how do you know?
Teenage boys were murdered in the Cotswolds, then he went hunting for it.
Now, people were, like, in the Cotswolds and they were murdered. And so let's just hope that this is a crossover with my Reading the Misses videos.
Virgins?
Well,
Xander's. not, I mean, he's probably
Gonna die.
Why don't they send somebody after her that's not a virgin?
According to Miss French's personnel records, she was born in 1907. She's like 90 years old.
And extremely well preserved.
So she has personnel records that say that she is 90 years old, and she shows up looking like that, and nobody in the administrative offices have any... Oh, Sunnydale! You're killing me, Sunnydale!
Natalie French, the substitute biology teacher.
Goodness, that's me. I retired in 1972.
That's not on the personnel records?
I'm gonna start banging on doors.
Wait, no, we do not have time for that.
We have to do something.
We will.
Like, we don't have time to look for him? Wait, so Dr. Gregory was a virgin.
Rat sonar.
I have never heard bats sound like that. And like 50 of them fly out of our attic every night to feed.
I heard a rumor there was one less vampire walking around making a nuisance of herself.
I heard a rumor that you're like 32 and she is underage. Except for the part where he's a vampire, so. How old is he? He was a lot old. He was like a lot old. I complain, but then I wrote a book where, like, a teenager got involved with a vampire because he, like, looked like a teenager, so.
1/3 of your grade will be dependent on those papers. No more, no less.
Having a kid in high school right now, I truly believe that high school sets kids up to fail. At least in the United States. High school sets kids up to fail with shit like that. Hey, isn't he like a missing person case? Shouldn't that be like in evidence? Like, didn't the police come when the guy's head was off? Nothing ever comes of it. Woo. So that was one of the less impressive episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. A lot of the Xander-centric episodes seem like they're trying to subvert the toxic masculinity thing. Like, oh, hey, this guy that was saying that he scored all the time is actually a virgin, haha, that sort of thing. But it doesn't really subvert it. It just is like, oh, hey, this guy is just as pathetic as Xander for not getting laid. Like, it doesn't actually subvert anything. All of the things that were very forward about the show at the time, now when you look at it and you examine it, and especially with the benefit of hindsight about the person who created the show and wrote a lot of the episodes, the show tries to subvert stuff and instead just makes the absolute wrong point. And in this one, it is that virginity is something to be ashamed of if you're a boy. That's what that one character was. That other guy was, you know, oh, look at him. He says that he gets laid all the time. That's this toxic thing that guys do. And then instead of subverting it, it's like, haha, he's failing at being toxic. And this is his comeuppance, is people know that he's failing at this element of toxicity. So, not one of my favorite episodes at all, but there are like some funny lines in it. But yeah, that is Buffy the Vampire Slayer season 1, episode 4, and we will be coming at you and hopefully back on my schedule of filming at night, because holy cow, I have now missed gas station breakfast. They will have put breakfast away because I eat at the gas station, because that's how big the town is. When I want to go out for food in the morning time, there are 2 restaurants and a gas station. And I tend to go to the gas station because I don't like to go to restaurants that are showing Fox News. Anyway, yeah, that's it for me this time, and keep it frosty, I guess, and I'll see you on the flip side.